On today's episode, I teach you how to gain confidence. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Brett Summers Show. Today's episode is the Fit Life, episode 5, I believe. 5 or 6? 5. Episode 5, I believe.
Is that 6?
6? It might be episode 6 of the Fit Life. In any event, we've been shooting these for several weeks now, and today we've got a great topic. We're going to teach you how to gain confidence in yourself. This week I hit the polls. I hit some online polls, and we got some questions from different people on social media, and they had some really good questions. So I'm hoping that these will add value not only to the person who asked them, which we were doing a giveaway, $1 million notebook, which I'll explain in a minute, but that's where the question is coming from today. It's what are the best ways you can generate self-confidence? Today is September 11th, historic day. Still remember where I was all those years ago. I believe, 18 years ago?
18, yeah.
18 years ago, social studies class, Menominee Falls High School. Anyways, that was a long time ago. Don't even want to talk about school or I'll get a stomach ache. Today's episode is sponsored by Kleenex because it is allergy season and my skin, my nose, everything's just falling apart. Face is falling off. I'd like to thank the Wisconsin pollen and allergy system here that we have in Wisconsin for hooking us up. Britt's feeling a little bit too, but she's coming back from Arizona. Were they bad there?
No.
Nothing? No. See, everything's better in Arizona. No offense, Wisconsin people. Hey, we all like to go down south to relax out west. But today's topic, how to gain confidence. This question came in from Coach Bodenstein. The Blakester. If any of you know him, give him the follow on Instagram at Coach Bodenstein. Great question. How do you generate self-confidence? Many of you guys out there might be thinking the same thing with yourself. You want to gain a little bit more confidence. You want to gain a little bit more swagger, whether it be so you can get the girl or boy of your dream, man of your dreams, not boy. You don't want boys. Too many of those out there. So you can get the relationship of your dreams. You can increase your work capacity at your job or your business. Or maybe you're an athlete and you're trying to get better and perform better on the field. And you want to be able to show up with a little bit more swag, with a little bit more juice, a little bit more energy and confidence in your own abilities. So I think this is important because a lot of people don't realize there are all these simple little things you can do every single day to build your confidence. So let me get into a list and break it down for you guys. The first one, obviously, a gym owner, a strength and conditioning coach, a personal trainer, a boot camp coach, life coach in many situations, I am always going to say you first need to take care of your body and your health, okay? It's really hard to be confident in yourself when you don't like the way you look. It's really hard to be confident in yourself when you don't feel good with the clothes that you're wearing. You feel uncomfortable in your own skin. It's really hard. Now, I'm not saying anybody has to be a certain weight or size. Get to where you need to be, to where you do feel confident, and then from there you can get into some of the other things on the list. But changing your diet to where you're eating healthier foods and you're on more of a regimen, something that you can control a little bit more than just being random and chaotic with your diet. Drinking enough water, green tea, water. Make sure you're drinking and you're staying hydrated. It's only going to help you out. Making sure you're getting enough sleep at night. And now, when I say get enough sleep, I don't mean oversleep. I don't mean sleep for 14 hours and sleep in and hit the snooze button. What I really am meaning here is get at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep so that when you wake up in the morning, you feel well rested, your mind is functioning properly. Because if you don't, and you're like Britt, and sometimes you only get 4 hours of sleep, it does mess with the way you're thinking, your cognitive abilities. And if your cognitive abilities are the switch is not flipped up on them, you're going to have a hard time having that swag and that belief in yourself and your own abilities. And then training. Strength training is a must. Cardiovascular training, no matter what anyone says these days, all you got to do is eat right. I always think that doing some conditioning, cardio, whatever you'd like to call it, and also doing strength training is going to benefit you significantly. Male and female, both doing it. Britt, you've been strength training. How do you feel?
Awesome.
like $1 million. Now, does that mean everyone's got to be doing the same weights and killing yourself and look like a bodybuilder? No, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to have some muscles every once in a while. It does give you a little swag. So next thing on the list, number 2, how do you build confidence? You can read books. Read books on your field that you're trying to improve on. You're trying to improve your fitness. Go buy, like I used to do, get Men's Health. Go buy a Men's Health magazine. Be a little cautious, or go read a book written by an editor or somebody who publishes things in one of those magazines. So many different resources out there. If it's a business book, go buy a business book. Like right here, I've got two great books. If you're in business, here's 2. And this one's for leadership in general and just self-improvement. Man Up by Bedros Keuilian. Phenomenal book. I highly suggest it. Another one that I've read, this is my second time reading it through. I'm not the brightest bulb, so it takes me a couple times, is Principles by Ray Dalio, one of the most, I think the most successful hedge fund manager in the world. You can always learn now. You're gaining more information. If you want to learn how to understand finances better or understand the markets, read a book by Ray Dalio. If you want to get your leadership ability up, read a book like Man Up by Bedros. It's only going to help you. And then if you've got other things, like if you're in sales, read a sales book. Read Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. If you want to, stop making so many excuses in your life, read No Excuses by Brian Tracy. Reading, listening to audios, listening to podcasts, like if you're listening to this, you're doing something that's going to fill your mind with good things. It's going to help you gain confidence in whatever area you're trying to improve. The next thing up, self-care. I think this is an important one, and oftentimes people overlook this, because when you're not feeling confident and when you're feeling a little low and when you're feeling a little anxious and your heart's a little heavy, it's hard to think, oh, well, I should do my hair. I should go get my hair done. I should maybe change, or start washing my face, or I should start maybe tweezing my eyebrows so there's 2 of them instead of 1. Little things like that can help you out. Maybe you just need to go to the mall and improve your style, which is another one on here, is how you dress. Okay, so self-care would be taking care of your image, and I would say that goes along with the dressing. You don't have to break the bank. Go get some clothes that fit you right. If you're a short guy like me, maybe buy something a little bit tighter so it doesn't look like you're drowning in your outfits, right? And unfortunately, I've got a little muscle and I'm short and I have a small waist. So shopping for me is just a real issue. But find a few things that work, like a polo or whatever it is that work for you, and work it out. Feel good about yourself. Build that confidence. And the way you dress can have a big impact on that. The next thing is important. If you want to build your confidence, you need to surround yourself with people who are willing to speak life into you. Okay? This is another thing. When you're just starting off, Blake's asking, how do you build confidence? Because Blake's a young guy. He's just getting going in his career. I have a lot of people telling me, hey, when I'm around you, man, I'm feeling fired up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm thinking bigger. You're telling me things that I didn't even think were possible. And I think that's important, to surround yourself with people who say, why can't you do it? Why not you? Why can't we do something big? Why can't you do something big? What's holding you back from doing it? And I think a lot of times I end up having a little bit more belief in others than they have in themselves, which is sometimes a necessary evil. I need to have that belief in them so that they can believe in it themselves. So surround yourself with people who build you up. Don't surround yourself with negative, pessimistic people. Surround yourself with people who are going to empower you to take the actions that you need to, which we'll go on to later here, which is another way to build confidence. Another thing, practice. Seems simple, right? Any area of your life where you want to gain confidence, you have to practice. I don't think people understand that there are people out there like great ministers or pastors like Bishop T.D. Jakes. And the guy said he used to walk around in the backyard of his house and just recite his sermons over and over and over again. Guys like Kobe Bryant, he was in the NBA. This dude would call his trainer up at 2 a.m. and tell him to meet him up at the practice facility at 3. And unbeknownst to the trainer, Kobe had been there since 2 a.m. So he'd work by himself from 2 to 3 with his trainer from 3 to 5, and at 5 a.m. the team would come in. This dude was practicing like 24 hours a day. That's why he's one of the all-time greats. So the same thing's going to be going for you. You have to practice. If you want to get into a relationship, You don't need to be in a relationship to practice and prepare for that. You can read books. You can treat people with kindness. You can do things that maybe you're tired, right? Maybe you're tired and you don't have any energy left like you're going to have in the future with your relationship. And you need to go out of your way to go do something kind for someone else. Could be your mom, could be a barista, it could be a friend or a neighbor or somebody like that. But eventually when you get into your relationship, whether you're male or female, no matter what relationship you get into, there are going to be days where you're dog tired and you don't feel like giving that person a back rub or listening to that person's problems because you have issues. However, if you practice and prepare for it, when those days come, you'll be so mentally strong that you'll be able to handle that because you practiced before you got to that point. So practicing is another thing that can just build your swag through the roof because you're prepared. It's hard to not be confident and lack confidence when you're prepared. Another thing on my list is humility. Now, you kind of have to think that sounds like kind of a contrast right there because it's confidence and humility. You wouldn't think that they go hand in hand. Well, here's the thing is, we're not talking about arrogance in this show. We're not talking about bravado and unwarranted confidence in yourself. We're talking about just that firm belief that you can go execute whatever it is that you're trying to do or you're trying to accomplish. Having humility means that if you mess up, you don't have the ego that's going to be hurt, right? The only way you can get hurt in any situation is if your ego is so big that you can't own up to your shortcomings or your weaknesses. If you're humble, you know that you're striving to make progress upwards, but you know that you're still weak in a few areas. You know you're just beginning, or you know that you're just getting there. So if you do mess up, you're expecting that, so it won't be like an ultimate fatal blow to you. So you have to have humility to have the confidence. And remember, we're not talking ego here. The next thing on my list is action, okay? All these things that we're talking about today require you to take action. You can't just sit back and think that these things are going to happen. You have to go out of your way and you have to make things happen on your own before you get to that point where you're super confident. You have to do the diet. You have to prepare your food. You have to make it to the gym. You have to read the books. You have to practice. You have to go surround yourself with A players and get rid of your negative, pessimistic friends. It requires action. So if you think that things are just going to happen for you, you're just going to wake up and things are just going to happen, you're sadly mistaken. You have to take action. And action itself, just taking action even on 2 of these things, would do what? It would give you confidence. You'd be building up momentum. Another thing is this, I don't even have it on my list, is fill your calendar. If you're just getting started, time is a big issue. You should not have idle time. Because idle time where you're not doing anything, where your calendar just has white space, for you could be really bad because you could be practicing escapism, you could be avoiding things, you could be procrastinating things that you could be doing, but you have this white space in your calendar, and when you have time and you're a rookie, it could really set you back. So make sure your time, your calendar, you're just going back to back to back, and you're always doing something because you have a lot of actions you can take to gain that confidence. But if you don't keep your calendar full and you're not taking action all day and you have too much time on your hands, you're going to be screwed. So make sure you take care of that. And another thing, this will be the last thing I give you for today. Great question that was, how to build some swagger and some confidence. Music. Music can really get you going. I think every day picking a song that's going to get you fired up and get you going. Michelle this morning, she's leaving for work this morning and she's like, she was tired. She just came back on a trip and we went to a Hillsong United Christian rock concert. So we were going crazy last night. We were fired up. It was a great night, but we didn't get in till late. And this morning she's like, I'm tired. I gotta go from 9 to 9 because she moved her clients the day before. So I turned on, this is the complete opposite. So we go to Hillsong the night before. So I'm like, okay, this song always gets me going. So I turn on Motley Crue, Wild Side. It's just a fast, heart-thumping song. She started dancing a little bit. Who knows if it actually got her fired up or not. But music, I love music. So music can really control your tempo for the day. If you need an energy boost and you need some confidence, listen to a song that makes you feel good. Sometimes just throwing on, even though, again, the ultimate contradiction. Turn on some Tupac, and I'm ready to roll. If I turn on Ambitions as a Rider by Tupac, it's over. It's over for everybody that day. If you turn on some Meek or some Nipsey, see, I'm That's why I need church. That's why I go to church, because I'm a messed up dude. Somebody out there is with me. But in any event, your confidence comes through the actions that you take. And again, you're never talking about arrogance. I don't think arrogance should ever be the goal. And I don't think if you're doing it the right way, I don't think arrogance will ever be where you get to. If you just want to build confidence in your profession or in your relationships or your faith or whatever it is, and you want to step out, you have to have the humility to know that you're not perfect. You're not quite there yet. But you also have to be taking enough action to start feeling enough confidence to where you're going to be willing to go after some of those things in life. So great question. Blake, you won one of my $1 million notebooks, and I did a giveaway on Instagram, and I wanted to get some topics for the shows that we shoot, the podcast that we shoot every week. And the $1 million notebook is one of those things I put in there. I don't know why I love these notebooks. I got it at Target. I got one a little over a year ago at Target, and I love it. It feels good. The lines are like, it's real thin inside. Can you see? So you can write. I actually write neater in this than I do in any other notebook because the lines are thinner. I don't know. It's got a good feel. It's 60% recycled, so 40% of it's bad for the earth. 60% is good. Blake won one of those. We got some other topics. If you have a topic you think I should cover, why don't you drop a comment on this or send a message in, and maybe I'll send you one of these notebooks as well so we can help you either earn $1 million or gain more confidence. Again, another thing to gain confidence, write down what you're doing every day and look at it at the end of the day. When you see a bunch of check marks coming off of productive things, not nonsense, not time fillers, just where you're just wasting time. But when you look on there and you see you're doing some of these things and you jot them down, you'll feel better about yourself. So hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Thank you for joining me on today's podcast, tuning in on YouTube or Facebook or iTunes or Spotify or wherever you're watching this. We appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys ever need anything, you let me know. The Fit Life is all about taking action. It's all about building up your own self-confidence in yourself and getting to the point where you are prioritizing the diet, the sleep, the nutrition, and all of those other things. They're all part of the fit lifestyle. And that's what we promote here at Topline. If you guys need to get in shape, make sure you visit toplinegym.com. We're going to have some really cool stuff going on here in fall, which would include adding morning hours, adding in several different time slots for some of our classes, some cool custom classes that we'll be doing. We've got some great stuff going on, including a lot of new equipment. So if any of you guys are gym enthusiasts and you just like using the world's best equipment, this place will be filled with that in the next few weeks. I hope you guys are having a great day. Tune in. Give me the follow on Instagram at Mr. Brett Summers. I'm trying to bump up the follower count and add some value to you guys. So help me out a little bit on that end. Share this if you think it's great. Share it if you think it sucks. Thumbs down if you think it sucks. Either way, let us know. Give us some feedback. We'll be good to go. We'll catch you guys soon. Take care.